Right now on WDSU News at 10, scattered rain and storms. I'll show you where we've got the strongest storms right now.
Plus, the latest on a deadly shooting in Baton Rouge near Southern University and the teenage victim's ties to New Orleans. And fire crews in St. Bernard battle a blaze at a refinery. What officials say caused that fire. WDSU News at 10 starts right now.
Live, local, late breaking. This is WDSU News at 10.
We begin at 10 with a live look outside on your Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kuebel. We have scattered rain and storms tonight, but there are a couple of strong storms out there. So let's go to Chief Meteorologist Margaret Orr for the very latest. Margaret.
So the strongest storms are actually along the coast now. What we have is an area of low pressure that's moving from the west to the east, and it's firing up some rain. Here is a look at our storm tracker, and it does show those very strong storms right along the coast. I'm going to zoom in. So we've had them at Grand Isle, also moving over Plaquemines Parish. Let's just zoom in on this storm. The strongest looks to be at Grand Isle. It's moving to the east, and wait, it does have a hail core turned a little bit more to the right, which could indicate that it does have possibly a water spout with it. And then you've got heavy rain at this time. Let's zoom in on it. We can show you where it is. It's right over Plaquemines Parish near Port Sulphur. Heaviest rain, though, now beginning to move offshore, and it's going to be moving into St. Bernard Parish. Look up here by Shell Beach and Hopedale as well. So let's look at this big picture just for a second. And notice how we do have some of the heavier rain up here on the north shore, too. It's got lightning with it. This is a pretty good thunderstorm at Madisonville, also at Covington. Wait, I want to do a little storm track for you. We'll pause this for a moment. And then look, this storm is going to be moving to the north at about 30 miles per hour. So Folsom, it's going to be there in about 12 minutes. Real quickly, want to show you where we are at risk for severe storms. That's mainly along the coast, and that risk for heavy rain is now at the mouth of the river. So coming up, the timeline for all of this mess to move out.
Talk to you soon, Margaret. Thank you. Well, just days into carnival season, and we have learned the grandson of a prominent Mardi Gras Indian big chief was shot and killed. We're told it happened last night outside an apartment complex in Baton Rouge. And WDSU reporter Shay O'Connor is live right now with the latest on this situation and more details about this teenage victim. Shay.
That's right, Elizabeth. I'm told 19-year-old Giori Hankton was actually shot and killed last night, very close to Southern University's campus, just before 7 p.m. Now, on your screen right now, a photo of Hankton. I actually spoke with his family earlier today, his grandmother. They tell me they were too shaken up to speak. I mean, can you imagine? I'm told he was a Mardi Gras Indian with the Mohawk Hunters. According to a post on the group's social media, Hankton was their spy boy. Now, his grandfather's Mardi Gras Indian and Big Chief Tyrone Casby, also one of the Mohawks. Now, when it comes to the shooting, Baton Rouge PD say it happened in the parking lot of an apartment complex on Scenic Highway. We're told an 18-year-old was also shot and is expected to be okay. Now, at this time, we do not know how it happened. Also, no arrests have been made at this time, but as you can imagine, a huge loss in the Mardi Gras Indian community. And of course, we will continue to keep you updated on this investigation. And like you said earlier, just days into carnival season. Reporting live from New Orleans, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
Yeah, incredibly sad. Shay, thank you. Meantime, tonight, fire crews in St. Bernard Parish responded to a pretty big fire at the Chalmette refinery today. They tell us it was caused by a heater at that facility. Officials say they got calls about a fire around 2 this afternoon. We're told the heater that started that fire was inside of a unit. No word on exactly what happened with it. We are told the fire was quickly contained. One person did suffer smoke inhalation. The fire chief says he is grateful the situation was not much worse.
The refinery does a great job. They have their own fire brigade, so they activate all their internal responses. So they were already on scene, flowing water, doing things that they need to do. We just come in as support to give them the additional staffing and help that they need.
And at this time, we don't know if the person who was treated for smoke inhalation was working at that refinery or not. In Jefferson Parish now, the sheriff's office is investigating the death of someone who was in custody. According to officials, the woman was taken to the hospital yesterday after she was found unresponsive in her housing unit. She died around 8:40 this morning. The coroner's office will do an autopsy to figure out her cause of death. You can stay with WDSU News for the very latest updates. New at 10, one group in New Orleans held a meeting today for Lakeview residents about focusing on issues in that community. The Lakeview Civic Improvement Association had elected representatives, including Councilmember Joe Giarrusso, cover some different topics. It included an update from the DOTD on the I-610 fencing repair and new short-term rental regulations proposed for Lakeview. Officials also gave some crime updates too. We heard from one person who was at that meeting who expressed his concern.
In September of last year, I had my car stolen from the parking lot of West End, and they wanted to put a parking garage there. We've heard that there's only 20 officers for the levee district, and they're registered for 70. We hear there's a shortage of police, and we see a large activity of crime.
And that meeting, by the way, was held at Hines Charter School's gym. Well, it was an exciting day for many students across New Orleans. Today was the 3rd annual HBCU Band and Dance Combine. Hundreds of high school musicians and dancers came out to meet with multiple historically black colleges and universities to learn more about their band programs and scholarship opportunities. The New Orleans of NOLA Public Schools says this is a great and convenient way for students to find out their options so they will be successful in their futures.
I want to just highlight just how amazing our young people are. I feel like sometimes they get villainized with the crime that's happening within our community. And to me, this event is a testament to the fact that we've got some super talented, smart, and amazing young people who have a bright future ahead of them.
The event also featured vendors from local businesses and community organizations, members of collegiate fraternal organizations, and alumni associations. Also new at 10 tonight, sports media legend Stephen A. Smith visited New Orleans this afternoon. Baldwin and Company hosted a book signing where Smith discussed his prolific career as a sports journalist. He signed copies of Straight Shooter, a memoir of second chances and first takes at the bookstore on Elysian Fields. Smith tells us his memoir focuses on what he endured and how his life experiences can serve as a motivation and inspiration for many other people.
I'm not some fantasy become an American dream or whatever, you know, you're some billionaire or some superstar athlete or whatever. I'm just a dude that was struggling, got left back, had a lot of struggles in my life, and I'm standing here in this position today, and if I can do it, you can do it too.
And his book is also about knowing your value, spotting opportunities, building relationships, owning your brand, and promoting what you do best. The Nord Youth Program Division hosted the Mardi Gras Sneaker Ball tonight for those with special needs. The first event like this was in 2020, but it could not continue during COVID. The formal event was back at the Joe Brown Rec Center. It was free and open to all ages and featured music and live entertainment. It looks like so much fun out there. Elected officials and Mardi Gras crews were also there to celebrate, as you can see.
Tonight is just a special night. We wanted to make sure that our kids and our residents with special needs have the ability to come out and just enjoy themselves like everyone else.
And a king and queen of the ball were also crowned tonight as well. Coming up, the Department of Justice is investigating Abbott Laboratories' infant formula plant in Michigan, where that investigation stands right now. Plus, a wife accused of shooting and killing her terminally ill husband inside a Florida hospital. What police say she did right after allegedly committing that crime. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Travers Mackle, WDSU News, live, local, late breaking. In Louisiana, we love being outside.
But weather changes quickly this time of year.
You're going to notice a big change in our temperatures.
With the most advanced technology and the only live local radar, we get you ready faster.
When you're making plans, you want to know exactly what to expect.
So make sure you're packing up that grill by about 3.
That's why we have 5 meteorologists working around the clock to keep you prepared.
So you'll always know what's coming your way.
WDSU weather, certified as New Orleans' most accurate.
Experience China before communism, the life-changing performance. Shen Yun. Coming to Mahalia Jackson Theater, February 11th. Tickets at shenyun.com/New Orleans or call 877-663-7469.
Fairgrounds, race course, and slots. Exciting live thoroughbred racing on the nation's 3rd oldest track. We can't wait to see you at our next big races.
If you still have symptoms of moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or active psoriatic arthritis after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help.
Stand up to your symptoms with Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that tackles pain, stiffness, swelling. For some, Rinvoq significantly reduces RA and PSA fatigue.
It can stop further irreversible joint damage, and Rinvoq can leave skin clear or almost clear in PSA. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
This is what it feels like to file with TaxSlayer, confident you'll get your guaranteed maximum refund.
Pick from my branches. Now wait. Oh!
TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
At Hurwitz Mints, we help you do you. With savings, take 40 to 60% off. And flexibility, take an extra 10% off or get 4 years, 0% APR. So, do you with a little help from Hurwitz Mints.
Experience China before communism, the life-changing performance. Shen Yun. Coming to Mahalia Jackson Theater, February 11th. Tickets at shenyun.com/New Orleans or call 877-663-7469.
Welcome back, everyone. In Florida, an elderly woman is accused of fatally shooting her terminally ill husband inside a hospital in Daytona Beach. Police say it happened this morning at Advent Health Daytona Beach Hospital. They say a 76-year-old woman shot her husband inside his room. Police evacuated patients nearby. They say the woman never threatened anyone else. She stayed in her husband's room, but police say she never put the gun down. After about 3 hours of negotiations, police used a stun grenade to distract her and took her into custody.
She thought about it. So initially, I think the plan was a murder-suicide. So she killed him, and then she was going to turn the gun on herself, but decided she couldn't go through with it.
And no one else was hurt. Well, tomorrow is the 50th anniversary of the Supreme Court's landmark abortion rights ruling Roe v. Wade. Last summer, the court overturned that ruling, but the debate over abortion rights continues. Today, people on both sides of the issue took to the streets in cities across our nation. In San Francisco, hundreds of anti-abortion advocates gathered on one side of the street and hundreds of pro-abortion rights advocates gathered on the other, both rallying for what they believe in. More classified documents have been found at President Joe Biden's home in Delaware. The president said nothing about the discovery today while leaving church. According to Biden's personal lawyer, the Department of Justice says it found 6 more classified documents on Friday during a search that lasted nearly 13 hours at his Wilmington home. Some of those documents dated from Biden's time in the Senate and others from when he was vice president. The Department of Justice is investigating Abbott Laboratories' infant formula plant in Michigan. Abbott says it plans to fully cooperate with that probe. The plant was shut down for months last year after an FDA inspection found bacteria in several areas, and that bacteria can be deadly to infants. Similac and other powdered infant formulas made at the plant were recalled, creating another hurdle for families struggling to get baby formula following supply chain issues.
We've got rain. Look out the window. Yes, we've got raindrops on the camera, and look, scattered showers moving up through the metro. But wait, let me show you where we've got the strongest storms. Down here now, east of Grand Isle, right over Plaquemines Parish, moving into St. Bernard, and eventually heading up towards Gulfport. So here is a look at your forecast. And first of all, our risk for severe storms is dropping, but there is still a low risk, often on rain and storms tonight, but your stronger storms look to come Tuesday night. I'll show you that in a moment. So what we have is this area of low pressure along the coast. You can see the circulation pretty clearly. Strongest storms now, look, almost to Biloxi, across St. Bernard and Plaquemines, and extending well offshore. There is a look at these strong storms right over Buras now, over St. Bernard. And then look in the metro, it's mostly light rain that's moving through. Up here on the North Shore, that's a pretty good thunderstorm over by Sun, Covington, Madisonville, you've got rain. And Bogalusa, you're going to get some more rain after real downpours early this morning. So there, a look at the wide view, and you're going, what is that highlighted area of green? So we've had some strong winds pushing water on shore. It's a coastal flood advisory. Also keep in mind that the tidal range is high at about 2 feet. So there will be a bit of a rise along the coast. The heavy rain risk now down here, lower Plaquemines, and you can see why with all of that heavy rain. So there is a low risk for severe storms, but you know what? That risk for tornadoes all the way down here at the mouth of the Mississippi River, it's a 2% chance. And for strong winds and storms, a 5% chance. But let me tell you, Buras, St. Bernard, and into the Mississippi Gulf Coast with the storms I'm seeing now, I would expect strong wind gusts, perhaps even an isolated water spout. So we can look at rainfall totals. They were heavy early this morning, North Shore, and now we're getting some of that heavier rain with the storms over St. Bernard and Plaquemines. Haven't had as much in the metro, but expecting that to add up. So we go into the midnight hour, still heavy rain down here at the mouth of the river and over by Biloxi. Here we are at 2:30, and the heavier rain at the mouth of the Mississippi River. 6:30 in the morning, low to the upper 50s, but wait, still some showers in the morning. We've got the big two-lane celebration at 2 o'clock, and look, that weather is clearing out, and you were looking good. How much more additional rain? Perhaps a half an inch over at Belle Chase, 3/4 of an inch over in Boothville. So here's the setup. Low pressure moves off to the east. Weather improves for tomorrow afternoon. Sunny and chilly and beautiful for your Monday. And then look, here comes this area of low pressure. This is Tuesday night with a risk that you could have severe storms. So your highs tomorrow, low 60s, and on Monday, upper 50s. Stormy late Tuesday, very early Wednesday, and then Wednesday through Saturday. Looking pretty good.
They do, Margaret. Thank you. And coming up next in sports, the road to the Kentucky Derby continues at the fairgrounds with one of the bigger races of the season. Stay with us, everyone. Sports is coming up after this break.
Ashley Home Store's Overstock Sale. You'll find everything you need to brighten up your home this new year. Shop Overstock deals up to 60% off. Hundreds of items in stock and ready for delivery for a limited time only at Ashley Home Store.
Rally's $5 meal deal works as hard as you. And you. Yep, you. Get a Rally Burger or Fry Lovers Burger, plus 8-piece chicken bites, famous seasoned fries, and a drink. Whoa! The $5 meal deal, now with the Fry Lovers Burger, only at Rally's.
Cleaning is the worst. Seriously, there's gotta be a better way. So we gave Swiffer a shot. If we don't love it, we get our money back. Spoiler alert, love it.
Sweeper's heavy-duty dry cloths grab dust and hair and lock it away. Better than my broom that can push it around. It even gets into hard-to-clean grooves and grout lines. Cool.
And Swiffer Duster gets in all those hard-to-reach places, trapping 3 times more dust. Yeah, switching to Swiffer, totally worth it. Love it or your money back.
I'd like to thank our sponsor, Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Contestants ready? Go! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night. Your host, Aubrey Plaza.
Oh my God!
With musical guest, Sam Smith.
It's fantastic.
LAS is celebrating the new year, and we want you to save big. Save with energy-efficient LAS windows. Save with long-lasting LAS shutters. Save up to 40% off all products during the LAS New Year sale. LAS is the leader in home improvement products in our region. For over 60 years, LAS has designed, manufactured, and installed products on homes in South Louisiana. Our products are beautiful, energy-efficient, and built to last. Contact us today for your free estimate.
Sunday morning at 10.
Fighting inflation in 2023, from saving at the grocery store to buying a new car, even a new house. We have the tricks to save you cash. It's a Rossum Report special.
Sunday morning at 10 on WDSU.
Spruce up your home with fresh new looks from Ashley Home Store. This week only, shop huge deals on overstocked items, up to 60% off. Or get 0% interest financing for 5 years. For a limited time only at Ashley Home Store.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. Plus, New Orleans' most accurate weather forecast. Download the free WDSU News app now.
You know what's really fun? Watching the races at the fairgrounds. Even more fun, the races over the next 2 months. The road to the Derby. 3 big races, and the first one out of the gate, the LeCompte Stakes.
And here's Instant Coffee, who's been lifted to the lead by Luis Saez from 2 fills. Second toward the inside. They're close to home. It's Instant Coffee. Instant Coffee wins the LeCompte Stakes by 3.
The favorite, Instant Coffee, pulls away late to win the LeCompte Stakes by 2.5 lengths. It was the first win in the LeCompte for both trainer Brad Cox and jockey Luis Saez, as Instant Coffee earns 20 Kentucky Derby points and now has 32 points for the Derby.
This is what he does. He breaks, he kind of settles and comes running. It's probably a little bit easier on a horse like that running style, and they last longer. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with how honest he is and how intelligent he is.
Well, last time he ran and the weather was pretty bad, all day raining, and he handled them pretty well. Today, with a long stretch, I know it's very nice for him, special in the Kentucky Derby. It's a long race, so I feel like we're in a good shape.
If there's one person everyone stops what they're doing to listen to, it's the one and only Stephen A. Smith from ESPN's First Take. He was in New Orleans for a book signing at Baldwin & Company promoting his memoir. And when you have a Stephen A. Smith in front of a mic, of course, you got to let him go off about the Pelicans. He just wants both Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram to get healthy because he knows what the Pelicans can do when they're fully healthy. Actually, before the season, Stephen A. Smith said this team could be in the Western Conference Finals.
David Griffin has done a phenomenal job of building this team. Willie Green is a fabulous young coach. You got the right man for the job. Zion Williamson is a star. Brandon Ingram can ball. He's a star. C.J. McCollum is one of the quintessential leaders this game has seen in the modern era. He's a beautiful brother, and you've got the pieces. Just get healthy. That's all. That's the only question there is about the Pelicans. Other than that, it would come down to them, Memphis, and Denver.
All right, this stretch for the Pels has been tough on everyone. Losers of 8 of the last 11, where they are giving up 117 points per game. They're still in 4th place in the Western Conference, but are now 3-6 since Zion hurt his hammy, and 15-12 since Brandon Ingram's toe injury. Another bad loss for the LSU basketball team, facing its 3rd straight ranked team, number 9 Tennessee, keeping this quick and painless for all the LSU fans. Josiah Jordan-James makes it 27-17. Second half we go. Vols still running away with it. The steal by Josiah Jordan-James and the dunk, game-high 22 points and 7 boards. Vols win it 77-56. The Tigers lose their 6th straight, falling to 1-6 in the SEC. Speaking of bad losses, Tulane's in Tulsa trying to avoid one against 4-13 Tulsa, who is also 0-6 in the conference. This game somehow made it to overtime, waved down by 2. Jalen Cook the spin, and he's going to hit the floater to tie it at 77. He finishes with 23 points. Anthony Pritchard responds. One of Tulsa's 12 triples. Tulane just 7 of 25 from 3. 0.9 seconds left. Tulane down 81-79. A chance to win it. Jaden Coleman, not even close. Awful loss for Ron Hunter's team, handing Tulsa its first conference win, 81-79. Tulane falls to 12-7 overall and 5-3 in the American. Lisa Stockton and the Tulane women looking for a big win over Tulsa, who is undefeated in the American. Fourth quarter, Tulane up by 4 off the inbounds. Martyr Galich, she puts up 19 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Kyron Whittington was also lights out against the Golden Hurricane. Reigns in a 3-ball, 6 of 12 from the field, 17 points, 5 rebounds. Tulane with a big win, 77-72, 7th straight win over Tulsa. Wave now 3-4 in the American. UNO men lose to Northwestern State. The UNO women win it. Southeastern men and women take care of Texas A&M Commerce. Both Nichols teams are winners on the road at McNeese. Loyola men and women with bounce-back wins at Middle Georgia State. And that'll do it for your sports. Elizabeth, back to you.
All right, Sharif, thank you. And of course, we've also got that big Tulane Cotton Bowl celebration happening tomorrow. So let's get one final check of that forecast, how it'll look there.
So I think the weather will cooperate. The sky is going to clear. But wait, I do want you to notice we've got heavy rain right now over Bucktown, strong storms down by the mouth of the Mississippi River. And then we've got some pretty heavy rain that was over the Mississippi coast and then moving into Pearl River County. Want to point out our temperatures. 50s North Shore down by Buras 70. That's because we picked up an onshore flow. 62 degrees at the lakefront. Looking at your forecast this evening in Hammond, your rain is diminishing. But notice in the metro, we continue with off and on rain overnight. Could even linger until the noontime hour. Then by 1, 2 o'clock, that rain is moving out in time for the big Tulane celebration. Here we are looking at Bell Chase, and rain continues there as well, off and on into the morning hours. So Elizabeth, fingers crossed, everything works out fine, of course, for all of our friends at Tulane.
Yes, of course. We are definitely crossing our fingers, Margaret. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Have a great rest of your night tonight. SNL is coming up next. And remember, you can stay up to date with local news, original content, and much more with the Very Local app. Download it for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, Android, and Apple TV. Have a great night, everyone. Get some rest, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Fairgrounds, racecourse, and slots.